Hey guys, welcome back to Detroit Garage. Jimmy's care package came, so the care package was 4 new liners. These 2 liners are for a friend of mine, and then we've got just bits and bobs, piston ring sets. We got the valve springs, guides, seals, some injector tips and plungers, and gaskets. There's a gasket set somewhere. Ah, there it is. So that's the gasket set, overhaul gasket set. So we got everything we need to put Jimmy back together. And I've got his pistons out now. I've double checked that these are at 35 foot-pounds of torque. One piston was slightly off. Maybe it was, well, it was less than 35 anyway, so it did take a little bit. The book does say 30 to 35, so maybe somebody torqued them to 30. But anyway, I've got them to 35, and then there's the liners out of the engine. All pretty. I like it. So we're gonna run those. I did plan, like I said in an earlier video, to run these old liners, but they're already at the maximum wiggle room for the piston. 12 thousandths clearance for the piston, and it was 54 thou for the ring end gap. So, and the max is 60 with worn parts. So, and you know what? They're still not cleaned up. I still have to take another 2 thousandths out of them to get rid of the rust pitting. I'll grab one of these liners and show you guys. So you see that the pitting all the way around, that was from the rust. I'm not happy with that. It would be way over 12 thousandths, maybe 13, 14 between the piston and the liner. So I'm gonna leave these for another day. Some guys have suggested Nicosil coatings. That would be pretty awesome, but I think that would be pretty costly. But wow, would that make a nice job of these liners. We can start reassembling the engine. I've got the new liners dry fitted. They're really nice. I checked the protrusion, and they're 2 thousandths above the deck. So I'll double check the book, but I think that's just about perfect. So I've dry fit them all in. They all go in really nice, except number 3. It's a bit tight, and it's tight in all the holes, so we're just gonna leave it be. We've got the pistons all ready to go, so I'll load up 1 piston and liner kit and then do the other 3 off camera. So these are used pistons, and of course the liners are brand new. I've mic'd the liners with the pistons, and they're really nice, I think. All right, so I measured up the pistons, and the book here says the skirt to liner clearance 3.5 thousandths to 7.2 thousandths, and I came in at 5 thousandths. So perfect, right down the middle. A little bit of wiggle room there, and then the rings came in. The fire rings came in minimum 23 thou, and then max with 38 thousandths, and I came in at 30. So again, some wiggle room there. So perfect. So I've made the executive decision to run the new liners without honing them. And I'll break the engine in with 5/860s and then start bumping up the injector sizes. So let me pull out a liner and we'll set up a piston and load the liner.
Let's give them 2 extra.
This one here?
Yep. And then your way.
All right, well, we're going to put the rings on the pistons. So I'll do one piston, load it into the liner, and load it into the engine, and then I'll do the rest and we'll come back. We've got the 2 expanders. This is the top oil ring on the Silver Series, and then these are the 2 bottom rings, oil control rings. So I'll put the top ring on first. Okay, so the expanders go with the 2 edges facing down from the dome. Okay, so the expander rings 180 degrees from the ring end gap. You want to make sure the expander rings are touching and not overlapping. And this one 180 degrees from the top oil ring. Snug like a glove. Yeah, perfect. So 2 compression rings, and there's a little dot, a little detent, those go on the top. Let's see if I can use the ring expanders on this one. There it is in the manual for you guys if you want to refer back to this. And the top ring, it has a detent on it as well, dark side up. So the top ring the ring sets come with instructions too, which is kind of nice. It's got the 71 series. Trunk crosshead 92 and 71 series. This one says stagger rings according to the service manual. So I thought they'd have that in this, but they don't. To line the first and third ring 180 degrees from the second ring. So that's what we'll do. So the ring 1 and 3 are 180 degrees from the second ring. All right, so that's it. Now we're going to lube that up and load it. Okay. Okay, it should go in nice and smooth. Nice. That was really nice. So that's how smooth it should go. And then you should be able to move the piston a little bit back and forth. And that means the rings aren't bound up. It's just those expanders that get overlapped sometimes. You got to be careful. I've had that happen a couple of times, just not paying attention, you know. All right, those pistons are loaded. So we'll put the liners in next. And before I do that, we've got to put the liner seals in. I'll get those ready and we'll put them in. Okay, I gotta put these in dry and then add veg oil on them. I forgot to bring the Dawn detergent with me, and so I'll just use veg oil. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, they're all in. So what I'm going to do now is flip the block around and make sure that the crank's clean before I put the liners in. Yeah, it's nice. I'll give this last journal a bit of a rub. So the rods are going in so that the numbers on the rods face that way, and that should be the serial number side. and it is. So all right, we'll get some veg oil. All right, so this is cylinder number 1, and I'll just pour some oil on that bearing shell and then we'll drop it in. Get some on the journal. Perfect. Okay, stamped goes to the serial number side. There, it's easy as that. Now I've got to tap the piston down to go into the journal. That's it. So put a bit of oil on that and then we'll put the cap on. So when I took this engine apart, I said that it perhaps wasn't the original connecting rods and whatnot because it has Atlas Industries stamped on it. Well, as it turns out, all of the Silver Series 53s have Atlas Industries stamped on them. So I learned something new there. So we're gonna torque these down to 45 foot-pounds. Nice. Very nice. So it's probably been a good 10 years since this engine's turned over. Just light taps. There. And it kind of just fell in the last little bit, so nice. Perfect. Long time since Jimmy's seen oil. He'll be leaking in no time. Let's hope not. Speaking of that, I bought the Loctite 515 for doing the blower ends, which I still have to do. Have any of you guys used this on the gaskets? Apparently it's a really good product. Let me know in the comments below. I mic'd the bearings and they're right within tolerance, so there's no reason why. And I mic'd the journals too. There's no reason why these bearings need to be plastic gauged. Yeah, originally I was going to replace all the bearings, you know, everything. New pistons, new liners, new bearings. But then I thought, well, the engine's in such good shape, I'm going to try something different and use used parts. And followed the manual, and as long as they're within spec, they're reusable. So that's what we're going to do. With the exception of the valve springs, the guides, that sort of stuff. This engine sat outside. Well, the head I'm using, it sat outside for 15 years. I'll see if I can get a picture of it in here. It's just horrendous. So the valves are all rusted up bad. So are the guides. So we're not going to reuse the valves. Okay, very nice. And we'll see if it rolls over freely still. Make sure all the numbers are in the correct spots. Yeah, beautiful. Very nice. Well, there you have it, guys. That's it. We're done. Liners are in. They're locked down. Double check the torques. Got the used pistons in there. Happy times. So what I'm going to do next on this build for the next video is put the the pump on, the front cover, the camshafts, the rear cover. Well, there you have it, guys. The pistons and liners are in, so we're another step forward to making this engine run again and make some sweet music. So I hope you enjoyed that. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care.